All right, traders. So the green streak continues. Ended up having another nice green day as soon as the SPY went from green to red on the day. And I noticed it was reacting 438, that key green level, as resistance. I ended up buying some put options. At the peak, they were up 45% very quickly. I did end up locking in terms of my average sales for a 25% profit. It's a good thing that I locked in those profits because later into the day, SPY ripped to $439 and those contracts would have been from green to red. With that being said, tomorrow is going to be a very important and very lucrative trading day. So make sure you stay till the end of this video if you want my bulletproof trading plan in terms of the SPY, because there's going to be contracts that expire tomorrow, which means they're going to be extremely cheap, they're going to be extremely lucrative, they're going to be extremely volatile. With that being said, make sure you scale back in terms of the money that you put into your contracts. Scale back, don't put in as much as you normally would, and let the bigger percentage returns do the work for you. Therefore, they're not more riskier, and they'll simply rely on proper timing and proper entries and proper exits. With that being said, I also want to bring some awareness in terms of trading. You guys need to understand, you're asking me about all these other stocks. These stocks are following the market. They're following the SPY. So if you trade something beside the SPY and that likes to follow SPY, it's kind of like you have to trade two stocks at once. You have to trade two things at once, which is very complicated and it can really mess up the trade. With that being said, I'm going to be laser focused on mainly just trading the SPY. Especially recently, my results have gone through the roof when I've been laser focused on the SPY and just trading it at the key critical best levels like I've been consistently doing. So with that being said, guys, you have to be aware of how SPY moves. And when you're trading, you have to be watching the SPY, even if you're not in on the SPY and you're trading something else. That's something I want to bring awareness to. Trading can be a lot more simpler if you just narrow it down to a couple stocks and you get to know them. And that's what I'm doing with the SPY. In terms of like the biggest traders, they're trading the most liquid option chains like SPY, like QQQ, like Tesla. That's what they're trading. So the goal is to just master a small group of stocks, master their movements instead of jumping around to the top gainers scanner, to the top losers scanner, and trying to trade something that we're not familiar with it. We may be familiar with the setup, but we might not be familiar with the price action and the way that stock moves. So let's get right into it. I'm going to share with you step by step my updated price action analysis on how I'm planning to finish the week very, very strong tomorrow. And I'm going to walk you through, because I'm telling you, this trading setup that is being prepared, this is going to be one of the best setups we've seen in a couple of weeks. And I'm telling you, tomorrow should be another phenomenal green day. Before we get into that, big shout out to the members within Trader Society. Vincent, send me a direct message, man. Let's get this right. I don't want to see you going red on the day. Still up 80K on the month, nearly 6 figures. So congratulations on that. And big shout out to, Slap, absolutely killing it. Ended up making more than yesterday, a $1,600 profit, nearly more than 5 times the cost of Trader Society. GGGG ended up making a $1,800 profit on the SPY put options. My guy, man, I'm going to be visiting him in New York City this year. He is absolutely crushing it every single day, man. I see him posting $500 here, $1,000 here, making a couple trades, killing it, man. That quickly adds up to 5 figures for the month very, very quickly. Absolutely killing it. Ended up getting some SPY calls, a quick $1,000 profit there. $2,000 profit on Tesla puts. Tyler just joined the program. He's already recouped the cost of the fee for lifetime access and access of lifetime education, lifetime value, lifetime watch list, lifetime alerts, lifetime price action analysis, lifetime stream, lifetime education within the video lesson library. Absolutely killing it. He already recouped what he spent to join Trader Society on his first day. So big shout out to him. Absolutely killing it again. 13% profit, 13% return. Let's see, $800 profit, 20% return. Let's see, $250 profit, 47% return. Lighthouse, killing it, man. 41% return on the SPY put. Same people, man. That's all it takes is this consistently. We're consistently trading these at the key levels. 38% profit return on the SPY puts. Right here, let's see, 25% return on the SPY puts. Absolutely killing it, man. Making thousands. You guys are killing it. 20% return, 27% return. This is just like in the profit section. Like I was looking at the trading floor. I noticed a lot of people post their profits within the trading floor. There was a guy, Greg. He said he doubled his account, 3,000 to 6,000 within the first week. So here's the game plan, guys. We're going to finish this week very, very strong. I'm going out with the bang this week, and I'm going to show you how I'm planning to do it. So let's get into that. So in terms of the updated SPY price action analysis, man, let's start by going over what happened today. So you have a better understanding in terms of how the strategy works. And so you have a better understanding on what to expect for tomorrow, right? So what did SPY do today? SPY had a small gap up. If you watch my video from yesterday, I told you guys when SPY has a small gap up lately, what does it like to do? It likes to go down. It likes to fill that gap. That's what we've been seeing it doing recently. And then once that gap fills, there's going to be one of two things that happens. And we went over this. We broke it down all within the live stream in terms of my real-time trade alerts. As you can see right here, I ended up alerting the SPY put options. Let's see. I'm going to be breaking down all the trades. I made a couple trades and they were very great opportunities. Let me see. So it was right here. And it was all on stream. So at 10:36, this was on stream. So at 10:36 a.m., I alerted SPY puts 437 strike, and I alerted those at $3.35. I ended up selling 1/3 at 410, and then I sold more at 450, and then I sold more at 490, and then I sold the rest at 420 completely out. It averaged to be a 25% win. Then I'll be going over the rest of my trades. So with that being said, these were the two case scenarios that we broke down in terms of the live trading stream. When SPY gaps up, it has a small gap up and it fills this gap, it's either going to have a gap close reversal. So what does that mean? Let me show you. This is the first case scenario. The first case scenario is it does this. It has a small gap up like it did right here. As soon as it fills the gap, if it starts to break out, if it starts to react to support, if it starts to uptrend, it's going to try to have a gap close reversal. Push for new highs, rip back up to fill the gap. As you can see, there's a gap to fill above right here at $446.60. Now, here's the second case scenario. If the SPY, if the SPY turns that into a resistance level, so it doesn't turn into a support level, it doesn't consolidate at that key 437.89 previous closing price, then it's not going to have a reversal and it's going to get crushed. It's going to keep on going in the same direction it came from prior to filling the gap, which was a downtrend. So in terms of what does that look like, let me quickly find it. So what we're looking for when SPY has a small gap up and then it gets crushed. So let me see if I can quickly find it right here. This is it. This is the second case scenario. See how it has a small gap up, and what does it do? It instantly cracks, bounces back up, turns it into resistance. Then it starts to go down more. When that happens, SPY is going to get crushed. And as you can see throughout the day, what happened? SPY got crushed. And as you can see, it had a nice pullback here. Great opportunity to buy puts here on the key breakdown. Very nice profit margin. You can make like a quick 20, 30% there. But with that being said, look, it ripped back up. Then you're at break even. So you lock in profits and then you look to get back in if it rips back up. So I'm going to be explaining that. That's the second case scenario. So how did the SPY react, right? You can see as soon as it filled the gap, it cracked. And then when it bounced back up, it turns it into clear resistance. So in terms of reactions, you could see as soon as it filled the gap, it cracked. Meaning if this reacts as a resistance, instead of filling that gap at 446.60, this is where it's going to be heading. It's going to be heading to fill this gap at 430. So there's a gap to fill at 438. If that reacts as support, if it starts to break out, it's going to try to fill the gap at 446.60. Now, if it cracks and reacts as a resistance, it's going to try to fill the gap from 430. So once I get some reactions here, once I can confirm using confirmations, using reaction sticks, using reactions, using indicators, using the candles, once I study the price action and I tell myself, wow, this just cracked through that key level like it's nothing. It's forming resistance. It's forming resistance. It's forming resistance. New lower highs. Boom. As soon as it cracks, it's done. It's going to get annihilated. Once it cracks that 437, it's going to get absolutely crushed. As you can see, when it cracks 437, there's really no floor, no strong floor till this till right around here towards this 435-ish level. And we also knew SPY was on the higher end of the channel. You got major resistance at 438 and you got a gap to fill at 430. So if the SPY turns this into resistance, it's going to start to fill the gap, right? With that being said, we clearly identified in terms of profit taking opportunities, you take off you take off key size at 435 to 436, right? As soon as you get in and once it cracks, which is exactly what I was doing in terms of my exit alerts. You can see all the exits right here. 11:22 a.m. is when I exited the rest. 11:17 a.m. was exit. 10:58 a.m. was exit. It averaged to be a 25% return. I got in at a phenomenal price. Now, in terms of where's the SPY heading now? So I showed you how to use the strategy in terms of the bearish analysis. And you could see that example that I showed you, remember it ripped back up. Well, if it turns it into resistance again, like it did right here, and it cracks that key level, SPY is going to get crushed. This is another great example. Why did it have such a massive pullback at this key level right here? Why was this such a big drop? So one thing you have to understand is 437 is a key support level. See how your next support level is right here at 435.40? It's just a massive rip up. This is what we call a stock as being, it's being held up on thin air. So if this 437 cracks, your next support level, your next consolidation level is all the way down here at 435, meaning that's a nice profit margin to play for a key breakdown. If you see 437 crack, you get puts right away, and then you ride this back down to 435.50. If 435.50 cracks, then look, your next floor isn't all the way down here until like 434, right? So in terms of like shorting stocks and using key breakdowns, you got to have a better understanding of what just happened. This just had a massive rip up, right? After I sold my puts, it had a massive rip up. And with that being said, it's like, man, this is held up on thin air. Once it can take out this 437, you're looking at a very nice pullback there. So with that being said, in terms of like, where is the SPY heading now? What is going to be the game plan for tomorrow? In terms of the best price to buy the call options, it's going to be once this gap fills. There's a gap to fill at 429.98. You see it consolidating, you see it bouncing, you see it reacting bullish there, you get in. If it cracks, you get out. You can see what happens. Say you're buying calls right here. Guess what? If you didn't get out, you're losing big. That's why, when it flips against you, you get out. And then you could switch sides, or you can always get back in, right? So typically in the morning with these gap strategies, within the first 5 minutes, we'll know who's in control. If you're going to trade them midday like this is trading midday in like a sloppier price channel, it could take up to 30 minutes. Price action's not ideal. It's going to be very choppy. I did end up rebuying puts when this hit right here. This was another phenomenal entry. So in terms of my re-entry, you could see right here at 12:37 p.m., I ended up re-alerting that I bought puts. That was at 12:37 p.m. Look at this candle, man. That was literally towards the highs of that spike. I rebought puts right here. This is 437 right here. 437. The exact high on that 1 minute candle is where I rebought puts. And I made a quick, nice percentage return on that as well. That was literally at 12:37 p.m. Sold 1/3 at 370 from 293. Very nice percentage win. And then I sold the rest at $3.30. Still a very nice percentage win back to back. And then I tried to play it one more time. Right here towards 1:40 p.m. Buy puts at 260, strike 437. I cut it quick. I got in when it was at 438, a lower price than I did here. I should have gotten in towards the higher resistance level of 439, towards the higher end of that channel. It was from 437, 439. On my last trade, I got in towards the middle. It started to go against me quickly. I got out. I am kind of happy that I got on a sense because it did rip to 439 very quickly after I got out for like a small, like 8-cent contract loss. Like that was nothing, in a 260 out of 252. But as you can see, it did end up going in that favor. So I'm leading people in the right direction, and I'm 2 for 3, and I'm very, very nice green on the day. And the entries were phenomenal. The timing was phenomenal. I literally bought puts right here, and then I literally bought puts right here. Like the entries are so phenomenal, and the timing is very, very good as well. With that being said, when you see that channel trading 437 to 439, 438 is a key middle level. If it breaks above 439, holds support, it's going to run. If it cracks 437, it's going to get absolutely crushed. That's where that big macro move happens. In between is going to be chop. So when you see that channel developing like that, trading sideways, instead of going with 438 on the puts, look to go with where I went on the first one, which is towards 439. I had some people playing this at 439 on the puts, and those absolutely printed as well. So in terms of my game plan for SPY, 430 call options. What I want you to understand is if 430 cracks, SPY will go to 427 to 426. It'll get very ugly. But 430 is going to be the key level to buy the calls. Now, in terms of more updates that you need to understand, this closed at 435.71. So the SPY closed at 435.71. So let me clear all these drawings. And what we're going to say is, this is going to be the new previous closing price, which is going to be a key level for tomorrow. $435.71. So right here, right where this red line is, this is what I want you to understand. If the SPY has a small gap up, it's most likely going to try to fill that gap, right? So I wouldn't go chasing a call if it gaps up. I would just play it safe and kind of wait for it to come back down to fill the gap. If it reacts to support, you see 435.71 react to support, it's holding up. SPY is going to be really on track to run and pump for the day. Now, say it gaps down, or say 4 435.71 reacts as a resistance, say it gaps down, right? 435.71 is going to be a key critical level for tomorrow. If it reacts as a resistance, SPY is going to get crushed to 430. If it reacts as support, SPY is going to really start to pump to try to fill that gap from 446. We're in the middle of the channel, and the SPY is really trying to go back to fill this gap before blasting off to fill that gap at 446, right? So this gives you a much better understanding on how price action works. We know that SPY had a gap to fill at 446, but we also know there's key resistance at 438. And if it fills this gap and reacts as a resistance, the SPY is going to get crushed because it's, key resistance in the key gap fill level. So we know that it's going to start to go back down to fill this gap at 430 before trying to fill the gap at 446 if this cracks and reacts as a resistance. So the new key level heading in tomorrow is going to be 435.71. That's going to be the make it or break it level. Reacts as a resistance, bullish. Reacts as a resistance, bearish gap fill to 430. That's where he looks by the calls. Reacts as a support level, then we're going to start to see a pump. So in terms of the morning, there's going to be very important updates in terms of pre-market price action, in terms of things that can alter and change within the plan. But I try my best to give you as much as I can, in terms of free, like within these videos. But that's where we're at. We are in quite the battle, and the battle is showing the bears are really trying to attempt to fill this gap at 430 before filling this gap right here. So yeah, that's just some, things you need to understand, right? So we're looking for a gap close reversal at 430. If it gaps up and goes back down to 435.71 and it looks bullish, then we can look to buy there. We're using very, very tight stops. These are key critical make it or break it levels. This is a type of situation where, you get in at the best price. You're getting at the best price. If it goes against you, you get out quickly because it can turn into a very big loss very, very quickly because it's at that best price. If it can't go in your favor there, then forget about it. And then, that's what we're looking to do. And then when we're getting at the best price, we can put ourselves in positions where we can win very, very big, in terms of that being said. So that's the game plan for the SPY. Very simple stuff. It's going to be a lot more important updates within the price action analysis. Now, if you do want to be a part of Trader Society, like I'm telling you guys, it's the results that not only I'm getting, but that I have the same members consistently getting are absolutely insane. Like I'm seeing some crazy results. Right now, I'm actually working with someone, like an ad agency that I've hired. They're currently working on like running advertisements on like YouTube and Google and Facebook to help expand the business as well. So it's not all organic growth at the moment. But with that being said, like the people I'm working with, they think I'm absolutely insane to charge only $400, like a one-time fee, lifetime access for Trader Society, because like the amount of value and the amount of results and consistency we're seeing is absolutely insane. So like with that being said, if you do want to be a part of it, you're grandfathered in at lifetime access. This is the lowest the price will ever be. And who knows, like in the future, the price will definitely go up. And who knows, maybe it will turn into a recurring program where it's a lot more expensive and even recurring. If it does, you will be grandfathered in at lifetime access if you choose to get in now. With that being said, in terms of what is included, it is all explained in the first link in the description down below. You will get lifetime access to the chat room. You will get lifetime access to the real-time trade alerts where I enter, where I exit. You will get lifetime access to the educational suite. That's where I teach you all of the gap trading strategies, the gap method. I teach you how to trade the price action. I teach you how to trade the SPY, how to trade stocks, how to trade small caps. That's where I teach you all of the technical unique price action, gap method trading strategies. I also teach you risk management, position sizing, and the psychology and mindset behind trading. You're also going to get access to one-on-one direct messaging with me and the members within the chat room. And you'll also get lifetime access to the watch list. We got the watch list, we got the stock analysis, we got the real-time analysis, right? So if you're looking to get real-time analysis, if your goal is to be trading the best setups at the best prices, make like 2 to 3 amazing single trades every single week, you're in, you're out, you don't have to watch the stock market all day. This is designed not only to get you in at the best price, to get you in at the best setups as well. This is designed for time freedom. I'm not sitting here trading all day. I set my price alerts at the best prices, and those prices tend to only come around like 2 to 4 times every single week. And then when my alert triggers, I wait for confirmation. And then once I get that confirmation, I enter the trade, and then I exit, and then I look for other stocks to set price alerts on. And then I go on about my day until the next price alert triggers, right? So with that being said, if you do want to be a part of this, I'm telling you, this trading system that you get access to, this is like game changing stuff. This is going to be the first link excuse me, this is going to be the first link in the description. First link is where you get lifetime access. Now, if you want to see what the live trading stream is like, that's every single day at market open, click the second link. That second link will show you the recording from today's session. So if you can attend, you get lifetime access to the recordings, you know, in terms of the webinars. But if you want to watch the recording from today, that's going to be the second link in the description. I'm telling you guys, we are going to consistently killing it because we're trading at the best levels possible. We're cutting our losses very quickly, and we're trying our best to let the wins run like I did with the SPY, but you also have to lock in key profits instead of just saying it's going to fill the gap at 430. We're taking off like, you know, 50 to 75% size at key levels, taking off profits because we know this can rip back up easily. And then we go from green to red. And then you can also turn a very nice winning trade into a very nice losing trade, right? And you don't want to do that, right? So we only leave small size on for the bigger win. And then once it starts to work against us, we just get rid of the small size for the smaller win. But that's how we're going to do it, guys. And I'm going to keep you updated within the chat. I'm looking forward to working with you. And let's finish the week very, very strong. I will see you within the chat and at Market Open Live tomorrow.